Hello, people of the internet. It is I, Solar Dragon, here, back with more Fate Stay Night Remaster, where today we're going to be doing Day 10 of Unlimited Blade Walks. Been a couple of weeks, but that's fine. Been kind of on the Elden Ring, Night Ring addiction there. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. I say that, but I still probably might play that tonight, depending on how long Day 10 takes. There might be a little bit of a Night Rain division of the stream, possibly. Also kind of depends on how the stream wants to, handle, because I haven't figured out why exactly I was dropping frames like it was hot on Wednesday. And as far as the event in FSN, which by the time this goes up on YouTube will be long past, I'm probably going to be cutting back on doing that daily. It's a very long amount of time the event has. There is no real time gates. There is no real farming, so I'm just going to do it, like, leisurely, Speaking of YouTube, though, if you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. It is always helpful, helps with the algorithm, all that good kind of stuff. And follow me on Twitch so you know when I go live. Anyways, let's jump in to Day 10. It's morning. I slowly open my eyes. The night that I thought would last forever ended before I realized it. That's good. The pain is gone. Pain being gone is always a good thing to celebrate. Indeed. Well done, Shiro. Celebrating the end of pain is definitely a good thing. I must not have been able to bear it anymore, or it stopped hurting before I knew it. Either way, I don't feel any further pain, nor do I feel sleepy or sluggish. Right, there was something with regards to, UB Dubs got sort of embedded in his mind because he projected Kancho and Bakuya. I think those are the proper pronunciations. I was able to sleep for about 3 hours, and my mind is pretty clear. Good Lord, I'm exhausted just reading 3 hours of sleep. Alright, I'll go make breakfast. My bed is wet from sweating. Alright, Shiro, we will go with that story. I force myself up, and as soon as I try to stand, my left foot slips. I try touching my left foot. There's nothing wrong. There's no pain or bleeding, but there's also no sensation at all. It's not just my left leg either. I don't feel anything in my left arm. Well, did you try to touch your left leg with your left arm, and that's how you know there's no sensation in either of them? I try pinching the left side of my chest and feel nothing there as well. Some pretty severe neuropathy there, Shiro. As my body's still not healed completely, the whole left side is numb, and I'm feeling a strange disconnect, like it's somebody else's body. I've had a similar experience before. Shiro, are you having a stroke? Like when I was asleep in the shed, if I use my arm as a pillow, I often feel like this. Yes, Shiro, that's called nerve issues, but you could also be having a stroke. Yeah, of course. This is similar to the numbing that one gets from when blood circulation in their limbs temporarily gets cut off. Well, I can move it, so I guess it'll go back to normal eventually. Though my limbs react frustratingly slow, like I'm moving them by pulling a lever, it hopefully won't affect my daily activity if I'm careful. Oh, Shiro. I refrained from using the knife this morning and make a simple meal with some bread. My dominant hand, the right hand, is safe, so I can still use a frying pan. I cook bacon and eggs, prepare instant clam chowder for the three of us, and somehow manage to set the table. Thank you for the meal. Dig in. We both bite into the golden bread. Golden. I wonder how Kentoki would do with Shiro as a master. I mean, his stats would obviously be trash, but I feel like Kentoki could be a positive influence on Shiro Amiya. Saber nods in approval at the toast and salad. Hey, J6. Bread indeed. Although, you know, that's supposed to look like a loaf of bread, but just because it's more of a flat 2D dimensional image, it just kind of looks like a slice of bread that is half covered in crust, half not. But how be things, J6? How be things? Yeah, it's interesting seeing Saber holding a rice bowl and chopsticks, but Western food seems more appropriate. Saber is quiet. Though she isn't unfriendly, she does consider silence as a virtue. She likes this especially during meals. It's more comfortable for me when it's quiet during meals, so a breakfast like this is ideal. Scalpers are crazy. What was scalped? Wait, did they sell out of the pre-release for Legends EA? Is that why you're saying scalpers are crazy? Or is there another reason? Like, for the Switch 2? I finally realized why it's so quiet this morning. That'd be because... Hey, good morning! Wait, are we having French food this morning? Fujini wasn't staying over. That's alright. I tried my hand at something Cafe Marley-esque, so please, sit and eat. I hand Fujini her mug. But, you know, it smells like instant food, Shiro. It's your imagination. Your nose isn't working since you just woke up. Yeah, I know it's not gonna be out until October, but it was like, you're gonna get an exclusive plush. Are people on the scalping market trying to sell off the plushes without even having the plushes just because they pre-ordered 20 different copies and are gonna get 20 different plushes and gonna try and resale the plushes and then resale the games or something? I see, you might be right. Oh, good morning, Seba. I'm sorry I couldn't come by last night. Fujini gulps down hot clam chowder like a sports drink. She must have had some kind of special coating along her esophagus. Good morning, Taiga. I didn't see you yesterday, but did something happen? Yeah, I had to work. Oh no, I was just going around visiting those in the hospital, but that ended yesterday, so I can relax again today. Fujini is a good teacher. To be fair, though, I do not know how the culture between, like, students interacting with their teachers is in Japan compared to US of A. The plush existed ages... Oh. Got it. It's just you get a free plush with the pre-order. I see. She puts margarine on her toast. Though it doesn't really matter, Fujini doesn't use butter for some reason. I'd try asking why, but I feel like I'd get some sort of stupid response. I'll table that for another day. I mean, butter is just... It does add flavor to certain things, but you can go without butter, Shiro. Like, I don't use butter. I eat dry toast. I don't eat popcorn, so that's kind of a moot point. Any bread I eat uses margarine. Yeah, and I mean, like, when I grill something or anything, I don't use butter, I just use oil. You do not need butter, Shiro. You are better off cutting butter out of your life. Yes. Hey, Fujini, how many of the ones hospitalized are in serious condition? Looking through the Facebook Marketplace, people were selling the Switch 2 for like, ooh, that... Yeah, that's a crazy scalper. No one's in a serious condition. They're all just staying in the hospital to be safe. And they said that everyone can go back to school next week. So it's okay, Shiro. Don't worry about the accident. You can go to school without worry. Fujini bites into her toast with gusto. I feel reassured just by watching her. She really looks unconcerned. I see. Well, that's good. It's not like I don't have a teacher at school who is, out to kill me or anything like that. Who did technically kill me in an alternate timeline. It's not like I've got that to worry about. Yeah, that's all's right with the world. I'll be looking forward to dinner tonight. That peaceful smile. Yeah, at times like this, I'm reminded that Fujini is still Fujini. I'll get going now. Please take care of the house as usual, Saber. Shiro. Oh. It's been 2 weeks, and I forgot about Shiro's stupidity. Like, seriously, dude, you just last night, you watched your servant get bodied by someone who's your frickin' teacher. Why on God's green earth would you go to school if that teacher is still teaching? Like, I'd stay home, man. Stay with your servant, at least. Maybe meet up with Reen so that you both can, be in the same place, have Saber stand guard, have Archer take a sniping position, so that way when he comes by to try and finish you off, because, they're not at school today. This is an excellent chance. They are probably expecting me to attack them, so I will go and attack them. Caster, come with me. Archer in the distance. Snipe. Boom! One master taken care of. Or servant. Yes, that's fine, but Shiro, I didn't see anything made in the kitchen, so am I to go without lunch today? Sorry, we have half days on Saturday. I'll be a bit late, but I'll come back by lunchtime, so I'll make lunch. I see, Shiro. You must tell me these things beforehand. You do not seem to be on top of things this morning. You've been reacting slowly as well. Is something the matter? No, not really. My body's still heavy from yesterday, but it should go back to normal soon. Saber, are you seriously going to let him go? Sensation hasn't returned to the left side of my body yet, but there shouldn't be a problem as I can still move it. I don't need to make Saber worry over something like this. Well, you're right, I should tell you. Meals are your only hobby. I'll make a big lunch to make up for it, so let's call it even. I wave goodbye and go to the door. No, I cannot agree with what you just said. It's only that I would not have had an energy in case of an emergency if I skipped meals. Okay. See you later, Saber. Saber, you've caught the stupid. Oh, poor Saber. She's caught Shiro's stupid. I leave Saber's complaints behind me. This is more tiring than I thought. I touch my numb left foot. It was fine back at home, but now that I'm walking, this is starting to make me feel ill. Even if it doesn't affect my movement, it seems to affect me mentally to walk a dragging body with no senses. Well, can't complain about something like this. The others had it way worse. I mean, sure, in an alternate timeline, again, I'm pretty positive that Reen got her chest exploded. And then you got sort of your head punched off. Or was it? No, she got her head exploded. That's right. Yeah. He's kind of, brutal. Even though she had healed, Saber got her throat crushed and was smashed against a wall. Tosaka was coughing from receiving that blow from Kuzuki. Compared to those two, it's nothing since I didn't get wounded. Well, I force my leg to move and start down the hill. I feel slightly nauseous. With uncertain steps, I make it down the usual path to school, weaving around like a ghost. Ooh, spooky! Excuse me. And so, school's over before I knew it. It might be because my body still doesn't feel right, but my sense of time is all over the place. I don't remember any of the material from class, so I'm not sure of what I did either. Could this really be... Shiro, normally, when people cannot feel half of their body, it's the sign of a stroke. Strokes tend to be fast, but we understand, Shiro. You aren't exactly the brightest bulb of the bunch. You're probably not using half your brain at times, so it might be taking longer to affect you, Shiro. But yes, it's likely serious. The left side of my body doesn't change. It makes me depressed feeling so numb for this long. The sensation's getting stronger, like everything is heavier. My nausea isn't going away, and of course Kuzuki wasn't at school. I should go home. Saber should be hungry too. I grab my bag and stand from my seat. Amidst all this, it feels like I'm forgetting something. Though I'll figure I'll remember it when I get home. Rain. You're completely forgetting about Rain, aren't you, man? Once I finish walking up the hill with my numb left foot, I remember what I forgot. Forgot to talk to Tosaka. So preoccupied was I that it completely slipped my mind. My spacey, hazy mind. Well, I'm sure nothing important happened since she didn't immediately come find me. Considering my condition, I can just contact her once I get better. Oh. I'm home. I call out in a loud voice so Saber can hear from her room and go straight to the kitchen. You know, given that Kuzuki wasn't at school today and you didn't check in on Rin, Shiro, there is a very good chance that, you know, if I were in Kuzuki's shoes, I would have taken Rin out. You know? That might be the smart thing to do. Or heck, climb 29 floors a day, but I just can't. You meant to climb 29 floors per day, but you can't find the motivation. For the event. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm currently stuck on... It'll take a moment for the game to load up. I'm on a floor of the tree right now. But I'm taking it slow. I mean, the event's got very long to go. Sure, if it's 200 floors, then that's fine. I can burn through them rather quickly. But, like, I'm not going to be streaming every day, like, doing 20-ish floors for the event. That's kind of the decision I came to. I put the ingredients that I bought in the refrigerator, wash my hands, and put on my apron. Yeah, I'm on stratum 25 right now. The plan is to make cod for dinner, so for lunch it'll be some kind of meat or poultry. A meal of chicken teriyaki for the main course sounds good, so I get to work on that. Are you home, Shiro? She really has caught his stupid. Poor Seba. Poor Seba. You hear Shiro's voice calling, "I'm home, Saber," and then you come down questioning, "Are you home, Shiro?" Like, Saber must have heard the noise as she comes in from the porch. Sorry I'm late. I'll make lunch right away so you can rest. You must be hungry. Crap. I got distracted by Saber and dropped the plate in my hand. The plate is broken. Yeah, it's my first time breaking a plate. I'm surprised myself. Surprised enough to say something stupid, too. I'll clean it up right away, so you can go sit down. I pick up a piece. I fumble and drop it, too. You seem tired, Shiro. No, I will clean it up. Please, maybe fair point. Man, Shiro, you look really tired. You know what? I'll just clean up, I'll do the easy thing of cleaning up the broken plate. You go and do the more intense work of cooking. Like, can you imagine if this was like a sitcom situation or like a story on Reddit? Am I the a-hole story? So I was just sitting at home all day, waiting for my wife to get home, because she always cooks an amazing meal. And, you know, I just sit at home all day, not really doing much. I work from home, and when she got home, I didn't hear her come in, but she brought in a bunch of groceries and put them away, and was getting started on lunch. And when I came and talked to her, you know, she seemed kind of tired, but she dropped her plate, and, you know, I decided to be the bigger person, and rather than, you know, clean up the plate and cook lunch, I told them, you know, get in the kitchen, cook us some food, and I'll clean up the plate. And, you know, am I the butthole? Am I the asshole? Like, I guess trying to pick it up with my left hand was a mistake. Well, it was a good lesson. My left hand still hasn't regained feeling, so I'll need to be incredibly careful with a knife. Please don't push yourself. Make something simple. I'm happy you're putting in the effort, but I'd rather not have blood mixed into the meal. I mean, blood doesn't taste that bad. Blood really doesn't taste that bad. You don't use Reddit, so you don't get it? Excuse me. It's kind of a meme at this point, because you see it on YouTube all the time as well. People reading subreddit stories, often Am I the Asshole subreddits, and they have some random YouTubers Minecraft parkour footage playing in the background, just completely cut so you have no idea what Let's Player is doing the stuff in the background. It's kind of a meme, but yeah. Well, I don't want that either. That is a failure for someone in charge of the kitchen. Again, blood is not a bad thing in food. Nah, I don't believe that, J6. I mean, when I was a child, I got nosebleeds pretty often. And whenever I had a nosebleed, my parents, rather than, putting some Kleenex up my nose, they said, just tilt your head back until the blood stops flowing. So I did, and I had a constant blood drip down my esophagus and into my throat and into my digestive system. So I've consumed plenty of blood, and I'm perfectly fine. Alright, I'll put effort into dinner and make lunch simple. I'll still make the main dish, but I won't use any pumpkin or radish. Is that okay? Well, when I was a kid, I had nosebleeds, and my parents told me to tilt my head backwards. Because the nose is connected to the esophagus, the blood would not flow out the front of my nose, but down the back of my nose into the back of my throat, so it went down my esophagus. Yeah. I know, and I would also, after a certain point, I started to just lick the blood up that did end up leaking out of my nose at first. And I lick any of my wounds that I get. Like, if I cut myself, I, suck on the blood until it stops bleeding, if I can reach it. And my flexibility is increasing with my loss of weight. I can touch my nose to my knees now. Not from, a seated position, but from, a lunging position. I can touch my nose to my knees. So my flexibility's getting better. It comes with losing weight. I'm down, at least probably 12 pounds at this point. And I'm hoping to lose another, 17. Overall goal is to drop, 30 pounds total. I put 200 grams of chicken on the cutting board and carefully ready my fork. How much is 200 grams in pounds? How much is that? So about a half a pound of chicken. Okay. I have to at least make the main dish without cutting any corners because of what I told Saber this morning. Yes, I'm looking forward to it, Shiro. It's like she can sense my enthusiasm. That has me even more motivated. Only expression is blood tofu, aka pig blood curd. Those are processed to remove all impurities. I mean, I know there are dishes that do legitimately use blood. Blood sausage. Wow, you say blood tofu, and I'm getting a lot of blood tofu things in my search result. There's blood pudding. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that uses blood, apparently. A lot more than I thought. I kind of wonder what marrow tastes like, though. I've already gone on that tangent, though. I'll poke some holes first with the fork to prepare, and... the doorbell. It seems like there's a visitor, Shiro. Seems like it. I'll go get it. Is it Reen? I'm coming. I scurry to the door. It's rare for someone to visit at this hour. Fujini doesn't ring the doorbell, and she has a spare key. I don't have many visitors, and since there's no houses around, I don't have many neighbors. I wonder who it could be. Now, it can't be anyone with a grudge, since the alarm of my old man's bounded field isn't going off, so it must be one of the young people from Fujini's place. Or Reen. Who is it? I say and open the door. Suddenly, my mind goes blank. You only know of pork blood curds. Those are part of your culture. That's fair. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know of, like, blood sausage and blood pudding from, pop culture. Like, vampire movies and stuff have stuff like blood pudding and blood sausage in them. So that's kind of how I know of those. We stare at each other in silence. I mean, it's kind of like how I know that you would need to... I'm pretty sure it's... If you wanted to make a sword completely from the iron in someone's blood, you would need to bleed them dry for about 2 whole people's worth in order to get the amount of iron. And it would not be good quality iron at all. Well, Tosaka looks angry. I'm still not sure what to make of this. Why? You ditched our regular contact. Ditched our regular contact? I did forget to go see you today, but did we ever agree on such a thing? Tosaka glares at me silently. This is bad. I don't know why she's mad, but it must be bad. Sorry, it's my fault for forgetting. It was my duty as an ally to contact you on a regular basis. That's right, our situation hasn't changed, so it's natural for us to check in on each other. You know, if they just had cell phones, it would be so much easier. Like, why don't they have cell phones? It's 2004. Duh. I sigh with relief. It's surprising enough to have Tosaka at my door, but having her show up like this, guns blazing, might as well have been an out-of-body experience. I mean, I looked it up. There you go. It's the year 2000. Why don't they have cell phones? They could contact each other so easily. Gosh. But I'm pretty sure I looked up bone marrow last time, and nowhere local was really selling it. I guess I didn't check any major grocery chains. I have to solve this real quick. My nerves can't take this kind of thing, especially right now. I understand. I'll contact you right away, so you can go home now. Sorry to make you come all the way here. Why are you making such a face, Tosaka? I got your message, so we aren't going to meet up at the park. Aren't we going to meet up at the park under the bridge later? Let's see here. So, looking at one major chain grocery store, it is $77 for dog treats that are essentially 6-inch USA beef bone marrow bones. There is $40 for bovine whole bone extract, freeze-dried, non-defatted, and desiccated. 34 bucks for a 6 count of 5 to 6 inch chew bones for dogs bone marrow. Good lord, even dog treat bone marrow is expensive as frick. And it's all for dogs. Why is it all for dogs? That's just one of the major chain stores in my area, and it's all dog stuff. I have a bad feeling. And that must have been the last straw. Tosaka, who's good at reading my weaknesses and fears. No, this is a good opportunity, so we'll hold the meeting here today. You wouldn't turn away a friend who came all the way to see you, right? Speaks the words of and smiles like a devil. Hold the meeting here. Are you saying you're gonna come into my house? What? You've been in mine, too. And it's not like this is the first time, so there shouldn't be anything to hide from me at this point. Right. It was Tosaka who treated me when I fainted the night that I first met Saber. But I was confused then, and I had just become a master, so it didn't register that Tosaka was at my house. Even if we're in a truce, Tosaka is Tosaka. She's the school's idol and a girl of my age. It's an outrageous situation for her to come into my house. Wait, why is she in the hall? Shiro, you have Sakura come into your house so frequently. Sakura's a year younger. No, she's not even. Yes, she is a year younger than you. Sakura's a year younger than you. What is the difference between Sakura and Rin? Well, excuse me. We're gonna be talking, so we can do it in the living room, right? Hey, Infinity Lord. Welcome to the stream. Howdy things. Outside of, your dogged, relentless, and very impressive pursuit to 100% RDR2. I saw your recent posts in the Discord. You made some progress in these past couple days, dude. Hold on, not so fast. Are you really fine with this? I'll be terrible for you to come into my house. It's fine. Oh, I also haven't had lunch, so I'll be counting on you. The intruder, Rin Tosaka, comes barging in. Hold on, stop doing things without thinking. I object in a loud voice, but has no effect on the enemy. The intruder casually goes to the living room, leaving me confused in the hallway. Then, still not completely sure what's going on, the three of us eat lunch and talk about our future plans. The topic of discussion is about Castor, of course. We discuss for nearly 4 hours about how to defeat her at her temple, but the results are not looking good. So the only choice we have is to beat them straight on. If what Saber said is true, then service can only go in through the front entrance. Yes, there is a strong bounded field set up against the spirits at that mountain, so the only option for me is to charge in at the front entrance. Meanwhile, Archer, whose class allows him to move around more independently, may be able to manage to get in by force. So after he manages to get in using all his energy, Castor will be waiting for him, right? He'll just be bait. That's true. He can't be targeted when he's the one who should be shooting. Well, if it's just Assassin, then I'm sure Saber and Archer can defeat him. But the problem is how they should corner Castor once they get inside. From what you said, there's a big pool of magical energy there. If we corner her, she may try to drag us down along with the temple. That is a possibility. Castor doesn't seem like the type who will graciously accept death. If she's going to die, it's possible she will act in retribution. Riedo Temple would be destroyed in such a case as well. Don't just casually say something scary like that. Are you saying that Castor will self-destruct if we corner her? Yeah, that's what we're saying. She most likely will. Yeah, Shiro, you see the good in too many people, man. The two of them are completely in sync. If I think back, Saber and Tosaka have always had the same opinions from the start, and seem to approve of each other in battle. If they're both saying we shouldn't attack there, then attacking the temple really must be impossible. What is it, already this late? The clock's sound echoes through the living room. By the time we realize it, it's already 6 p.m., so the sky is tinted red. Well, I guess the meeting's over. I need to start preparing dinner. I stand up. We're having cod pot tonight, so it shouldn't take too long to cook. All I have to do is cook rice and make something that would go with the hot pot, but... Oh, Emiya, why are you looking at me? So, why is she making herself at home when we're about to have dinner? You invited her, Shiro? Gosh, man. Also, why are you sitting so far away from me? I don't know if that's your usual spot, but it's inconvenient if you're not closer when we're talking. Why are you all the way over there? Tosaka, sitting dignified at the table, watches me carefully. What does the Weapon Master challenges entail? Just doing specific tasks with every specific weapon or something? There is only one reason why I'm distancing myself from Tosaka. Don't be ridiculous. You're the one who took my usual spot. I'm sitting here because you're there. I object with all my might. I see. You didn't care about it when we were outside since we're both masters, but you go back to being yourself when you're at home, huh? Is that a problem, idiot? And you know, I'm a guy, so it's only natural. It'd be more surprising if I wasn't nervous around a girl my age. And Tosaka at that. While we've been having these strategy meetings, I have to frequently remind myself how this is happening because we're both masters. I feel pathetic, but even this has been nerve-wracking. I don't know how many cups of tea I've drunk while sitting here. That could also just be a sign that you're very thirsty, Shiro. Very real sign of it. Their challenge that? I mean, I don't know how prevalent birds of prey are in that game, but that doesn't sound too bad. Well, isn't that strange then? Saber's also a girl, and from what I hear, Miss Fujimura and Sakura come here, right? Then I should be no different. That's different. Saber and Tosaka are different. Fujini and Tosaka are different. And Sakura and Tosaka are different. And I mean, the only reason I can be normal around Saber is because we're in this fight together. Just go home. We're gonna have dinner. Archer's also waiting for you at home, right? Well, I can't go home when we haven't come up with anything yet. Aren't we going to decide our future plans after we eat dinner? Man, I seriously feel dizzy. Yeah, this matter's already decided, Tosaka. Is it not? It's fine if you don't want to. So you're fine with letting Castor be for a while, then? I swallowed the complaint that was stuck in my throat. Shiro, she does have a point. There's no problem with her staying here. To top it off, Saber even takes Tosaka's side. Fine, but I won't be accountable if you don't like my food, and I'm sure Miss Fujimura, will be coming, so you'll have to convince her then. I know, I already know how good you are at cooking from lunch, and I know Miss Fujimura too. I'm aware of them both, so don't worry. I won't be accountable if you change your mind either. I look away and face the kitchen. Then, I wash my hands, go put on my apron, but find it isn't where it always is. No. First of all, I don't remember taking it off after preparing lunch while worrying about Tosaka watching me. I look around. She laughs at my confusion and... I forgot to mention, I don't know how I feel about a guy who walks around wearing an apron, Amiya. Takes a parting shot with a smirk on her face. Oh, Shiro. Shiro, you are being a house husband at this point. She's already got you whipped. I cut the cod with gusto. The Napa cabbage is cut, and I've grated a ton of daikon radish. Alright, all I have to do is put the ingredients in, and put it on the stove. Sorry, I said vegetables because I see Napa, radish, and, you know, I think Dragon Ball. The pot boils. It's an easy meal to make, mostly dependent on making the stock. That went well, so all that's left is to prepare the number of plates needed. I'm home. Man, it's cold. It started snowing. Fujini comes home. Welcome back. It's snowing outside? Yeah, it looks light, but it feels like it's gonna pile up. Well, we're having hot pot for dinner. As always, you know how to hit the mark. I'm in a good mood, so maybe I'll drink tonight. Excuse me. Fujini goes inside the living room saying dangerous-sounding things. Hello, Miss Fujimura. Oh, it's Tosaka. What's going on? It's rare to see you here. Rare? As if you see her here, this isn't the first time. Fujini naturally accepts Tosaka's greeting. She hums as she goes past the living room and into the kitchen. Oh, that's good cod. They say that eating cod while watching snowfall is the best, so must go with sake even better. Fujini opens the refrigerator and, after retrieving her favorite bomb kuchin and taking a bite... Uh-oh. Well, it's Tosaka's Chiro's place. There's the reaction. It's not hello, what are you doing here at this time? Fujini stuffs the food down and marches into the living room. Emiya is treating me to dinner. As for you, aren't you lacking a bit in common courtesy to come in without even ringing the doorbell? In response, the Tosaka armly, calmly makes her counterattack. Well, I am the supervisor of this household. Emiya's father put me in charge here, so I'm like family. I see. Then allow me to make a formal greeting. Hello, Miss Fujimura. I've been spending the whole day here. I'll continue to study for an exam at Emiya's after dinner, but please, don't mind us. No, sure, I mean, what? Since when did you decide to hold a study session with Tosaka? Miss Fujimura, please don't push yourself if it's hard to address him that way. It doesn't concern me how you call Emiya, whether you call him by his first name or by a nickname. I respect people's privacy. Tosaka, did you hear from Sakura? Who knows? Unfortunately, it would be improper to say what I've discussed with Miss Matou, since I must respect her privacy. But I wish it is as you imagine. Fujini falters at Tosaka's smile. I understand how Fujini feels well. When she smiles like that, it makes you feel overwhelmed and cornered. I guess the match has been decided. I'll just leave them be. Yeah. Rin hasn't caught Shiro stupid yet. So she still has sharp wit. Actually, it wasn't even a match to begin with. It's only a matter of time until Tosaka talks Fujini down. I'll let Tosaka take care of it and focus on preparing dinner. It stopped snowing outside once we finished the pot. It only snowed for about 2 hours, so I bet there's only a little bit of snow left in the yard. I put the dishes in the sink. Thanks, I'll wash them real quick. I get up and head to the kitchen. The dishes. Should I wash them? It doesn't seem fair if I'm the only one getting treated. Tosaka and Fujini switch spots. The offer's nice, but I can't let a guest do the dishes. It's fine, you'll just owe me one. You should get rest since you just ate. And Fujini, you go prepare the bath. Yeah, I know. Must be because she's full now, as Fujini is compliant. Everything would be so much easier if she was like this all the time, though I suppose it'd also be boring. Yeah, I dropped another plate. It's been 20 minutes since I started doing the dishes. This is the second plate I dropped. There's no excuse if my left hand is numb. I'm really dropping the proverbial ball if I'm just a klutz from this. Shiro, I'm gonna give you a bit of advice here. The situation is probably different, but, you know, if half of your body has been numb for greater than 12 hours, that is definitely something to be concerned about, I think. If I'm being honest with myself, I should stop until my arm no longer feels that way, but I quickly shake that thought off. I roll up my sleeve and continue washing the dishes. If this were something else, I could maybe excuse it, but I refuse over something coming from me. There's no way I'm going to lose to myself. I refuse to admit defeat. And as a result, the damage taken increases. This is the third plate now. Fortunately, it didn't break since I put a bath towel on the floor after I dropped the first one, so it shouldn't be a problem, but... It's really awkward feeling Tosaka's eyes on me whenever I drop a plate. Miss Fujimura, is Emiya always like that? I hear Tosaka's voice from the living room. Don't be ridiculous. Shiro's never broken a plate before. He must be nervous because you're here. Because you're the enemy! Leave it to Fujini to hit a bullseye on the dig. Never heard that phrasing before. Tosaka ignores that and stares at me. This is hard. Half of my body is already numb, so it distracts me when she watches me that earnestly. Oh, shoot. Damn it. I clicked my tongue and looked down at the broken plate. This is the fourth one now. I could see it coming, but my left hand didn't move fast enough. I slowly looked behind me. She's watching me. Tosaka scrutinizes me from her place at the table. Then, she suddenly gets up and walks over to me. I'll do it, so you go and rest. But be careful not to step on the broken plates. I can figure out where to put what, so you go drink some tea. Tosaka rolls up her sleeves and stands by the sink. I don't think I can do anything about this. It's a Herculean task to stop Tosaka when she makes up her mind, and to be honest, it's frustrating, but there's something strangely picturesque about Tosaka standing there doing something so mundane. You know, that is a very awkward placement for the sink faucet, in my opinion. Why is it at one of the corners of the sink? And right next to the refrigerator as well? That's just like asking for trouble. The sink should be where the dish strainer is. The faucet should be in the center of the sink. And the cutting board should be next to the fridge with the dish strainer closer to the oven. It's just very awkward placement. Because, like, the sink right there, you're going to be bumping your arm on the fridge all the time. You need both arms to have plenty of clearance. You need the sink to have openings on both sides of it. Looks normal to you? Maybe it's my personal bias, then. Maybe. But having the refrigerator next to the sink just is weird, because, I mean, what if you accidentally splash water on the refrigerator, and there's an exposed wire, and the water is, like, still in contact with you when it touches the exposed wire? You could be shocked to frick and die. And your refrigerator would short out. Once I get out of the bath, Fujini is the only one in the living room. Tosaka's shoes are still at the entrance, and I assume Saber is in the dojo. Okay, here's another personal thing. Why the heck would you take a bath when you have guests in your house? Like, if there are guests that are staying the night or something, sure, understandable. But if they're just, like, some people that you know randomly just hanging around your house, why the heck would you leave them to their own devices while you go and clean and take a bath? That's just, like, so weird. Yeah, she's an intruder, technically. But still, that's just so weird. Yeah, it's almost 9 p.m. Now... Oh. Overwrite. So... Let me see the flowchart here. This is an affection choice. There is potential that day 9 could go a lot longer. So, day 9 in the Fate route involved the fight against Medusa. Or day 10, rather. Involved the fight against Medusa here. And finishing Medusa off. Shinji getting murked. And other such things. Medusa's already been dealt with. I mean, I guess Castor could strike again? Perhaps? I could see Castor attacking again here. But it's an affection choice. That's why I was getting the flowchart up. So, I'm guessing the Mandarin choice is Taiga. But we know there is no Taiga route. It might be an achievement, but I'll get that on the cleanup. So, we're going to backtrack all the way back to the beginning of the route. Let's see, where is our affection? So, 1 for both. Plus 2 Saber, 1 Reen. 2 for both. 3 Reen, 2 Seba. 3 for both. I didn't get an affection there. Interesting. Okay. So I miss out on an affection point back here. Nice, I knew it. It didn't sound that hard. Like I said, it was just kind of dependent on where the carrion or the birds of prey were. So I missed out on a bit of an affection choice here. I'm not sure who would have been. This was trying to stop Reen. If memory serves, this was a choice to stop Reen from attacking Kuzuki preemptively. So that would put us up on Reen. So, and it seems to alternate between giving you a choice to boost Reen affection and Seba affection. There's no way to get onto the Fate route from this at this point. So our choices are between Taiga, Seba, Reen. It's gonna give us another either duo or Reen. So I think I'm gonna go Seba. Just because from a meta level, I know there's going to be more opportunity to bond with Reen than Seba. And I don't know if there's a bad end associated if you don't have a high enough bond with Seba at a certain point. Because I could see that being a bad end when Seba gets spoilered from us. I could see that being a bad end if we do not have the affection with Seba, because it is a bad end in the Fate route if you do not have high enough affection. So I'm going to go talk to Seba. I guess I'll go talk to Saber. Plus, you know, maybe this way, Shiro will get fixed his numbness. With a good spar. Maybe he just needs to be whacked upside the head. Challenge 4 is killing 10 enemies with crafted ammo from a shotgun. That doesn't sound too bad. I imagine the crafting system is fairly easy. My favorite food, you said? Well, this isn't what I expected. I was expecting, you know, a spar, not what's your favorite food. I nod. Even though I came to the dojo, my body is still numb. I can't spar with Saber, and I don't feel like talking about the serious things going on right now, so I ask her preferences for future reference. It's gonna be mashed potatoes, Shiro. It's always mashed potatoes. Really, I just want to get to know her. You ask strange questions. I don't understand. Is there some important meaning in this? No, nothing important. You're not a picky eater, so I was just worried about whether you enjoyed my food or not. Excuse me. If I know what food you can like, I can avoid the food you dislike. Then you're mistaken, Shiro. There are no problems with the meals you prepare. I'm satisfied and don't think this is possible, but if you were to make a mistake, I don't think I would even dislike it then. Incendiary buckshot? Oof, that sounds awesome. That brings back some Fallout 4 memories of modding the weapons to high heck. Saber completely changes and watches seriously. Well, I can tell that Saber enjoys my food, so I'm glad to hear that, but... Yeah, but you won't like it if I make something you can't stand in the first place, right? I want you to enjoy the meal, so I want to know what you find dull. Shiro, here's the thing. You make Japanese... You make Eastern cuisine. Let's go with it. You make Eastern cuisine primarily. Seba, very clearly, is not from an Eastern region. So any Eastern food you make is probably a new experience for her. So just make Eastern food. Heck, you can probably narrow her down to European in origin alone, just because you know she is a knight. And those are European exclusively. Just don't make European dishes and you will probably be fine. Dull, you say? Why do you need to know such a thing? So I can keep it in mind for future reference. I don't think you have any allergies, but it doesn't hurt to ask. I'm not convinced, but would answering you improve the quality of your meals in the future? It will. If your preferences are clear, it'll be easier to put together a menu that I'm sure will taste better as well. Then I'll cooperate, Master. Please, ask away. Saber sits up straight, politely. I feel like she's pumped up, like she's about to start a match. Please, Shiro. I'm ready. She urges me on. This is an unexpected turn of events, but I also sit up straight. Then I'll start off broadly. Do you dislike sweet stuff? I have no problem with it. In fact, I rather like it. Okay then, what about spicy stuff? I have no problem with that either. I appreciate the stimulation after a workout. I see, so you're okay with both sweet and spicy. More specifically, are you okay with vegetables? Yes, they're fine. I'm not a vegetarian, but ripe vegetables are a must for every meal. What about meat? Chicken, pork, beef? Tell me if there's something you don't like. Also, let me know if there's a certain cooking method you like. My requirements are few on the matter. Meat is a fine main character of the meal. Everything you have made is rather delicious, so I would like for you to cook freely. Oh, really? This is a bit off topic, but what were the meals like where you're from? Hey. What's with that face? Why do you have to think it over? How about you just say whether it was good or bad? It was slop. I think we just found something she dislikes. An opinion full of hatred. It's so unlike Saber to be so openly negative. With it comes what feels like a flood of dissatisfaction with the incompetence of an individual and the self-hatred of not being able to correct them. Did she dislike Gawain's mashed potatoes? I see. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the original topic. What about seafood? I've cooked a lot of fish, but you haven't had any shellfish yet, right? That's true. I've not had much, but seafood is good for the body. If I disregard the labor required for preparation, it would be one of my favorite foods. Okay. She likes sweet, spicy, fine with veggies, meat, and fish. Think I've gone about this wrong. Saber, do you have any food you don't like? No, you don't need to worry about that, Shiro. I don't have any foods I dislike. But Gawain is famous for his mashed potatoes. Give me a moment. I'm going to look it up. So I'm sure this is not a fever dream. Let's see. Where is it? On the origin of Gawain's potatoes. I'm looking for it. So, hang on. I'm looking. It actually says it's referenced in here. In FSN. Apparently it is referenced in FSN, the Gawain potatoes thing. So we might be seeing that here shortly. Potatoes came from Latin America. Back in medieval Europe, the rediscovery of the New World wasn't a thing. Even when people called the discovery of new worlds, this was already happening when it was true. Very true. Well, I don't want to say this after asking so much, but I'm starting to feel like these questions were meaningless. I see, you can eat anything then. Yes, I'll eat anything as long as it tastes good. I'm happy to say that not even my palate is dull. Saber puffs with a little pride. So then, I was able to learn one thing from these questions at least. Well, if I get lazy and put less effort into making meals, I'm not sure how Saber will react. I'm gonna try and see if I can't find... Where can I find it? So it says, funnily enough, some people are saying, funny enough, they do acknowledge it, we just never get an answer, but apparently Gawain just found a sack of potatoes. Lots and lots of potatoes. I'm trying to... Come on. Where is it? I need to know exactly where it says. Where does it mention potatoes? Control F on Gawain's Type Moon page. Okay. Believes quality over quantity comes to food. He's satisfied with large quantities of potatoes, vinegar, bread, ale. Okay, it's from Fate CCC, apparently. It is in Fate CCC, Extra CCC, a conversation with Gawain that mentions his fondness for potatoes. So, Gawain is known for his potatoes. He is! Challenge 4? Nice, that didn't take too long. Now, I need to get myself together and go talk about serious stuff with Tosaka. We get away from Fujini in the living room and resume our meeting from earlier on the porch. We've been debating since noon, so I throw all my weight into it, expecting we won't be able to reach a conclusion that easily, but it's impossible to challenge Ryoto Temple at the moment. The only thing we can do is set up a trap to lure out Caster. Tosaka starts with the solution. You're right, but... The problem is what we do for the trap. Well, I have 2 or 3 possible ideas, so you can stand by for now. In the worst case, I'll have you and Saber be bait. She says something dangerous like that and opens the exterior sliding door. The cold air comes in, but this porch must be special as it's only slightly chilly. That same feel as that night 5 years ago. This porch is the only place warm enough to be able to watch the moon even during the winter. Fondness for potatoes just means he likes it. Doesn't imply him eating it when he was alive. He could have liked it after eating. No, it is very much implied that Gawain found potatoes while alive and prepared them as a dish. Challenge 5 is kill 5 mountain enemies with single throwing. So like you have to retrieve that throwing knife again, Infinity Lord, and reuse it, or like I said, it's apparently in his extra CCC conversations. The battlefield you have is nice. I feel some human emotion, unlike the one at my place. She sits down on the porch and stares into the yard. Can you keep me company for a bit? I just want to talk. I silently sit down next to her. Tosaka said she has something to talk about, yet she doesn't say anything. I mean, J6, even in the Servant verse, Gawain has the title of Gawain the Mash, because he's known for his mashed potatoes in the Servant verse. The Servant verse is memes. Memes are connected to reality with fate. So he would not have Gawain the Mash as a title in the Servant verse if he did not have connections to mashed potatoes in the normal verse. Use 1 to kill. You can have multiple. Okay, 1 per kill. Gotcha. There's nothing to do, so I just stare blankly at the yard. I can't see the moon. My breath is white. It was cold enough to snow a little. When I look to Tosaka, she's peering out over the yard, her breath as white as well. Our shoulders will touch if I move a little. I'm oddly no longer flustered by the closeness. Okay, hang on. Okay, now I'm seeing stuff that says it is from a scene in Hollow Atraxia, apparently. But he also talks about it in CCC. I'm pretty confident he knows mashed potatoes. So, here's a comment. There are two parts to this. First was in Hollow Atraxia, and one part of it, Shiro was raking leaves and used it to roast some sweet potatoes outside. Saber made a complicated face when she heard potatoes, but enjoyed the sweet potatoes. We get from here that Saber has a complicated history with potatoes. The second part is in CCC. Gawain, what? But my king would always eat all of it wordlessly and expressionlessly, cool as always. Leo, you're blessed with a kind lord in life, Sir Gawain, but I'm afraid I won't be giving in so easily. From now on, I command you to take only the blade in hand will be your holy sword. The kitchen is no place for a knight, after all. Gawain, I'm still far too green in the realm of cooking. Now that it comes to this, I swear to put forth yet greater efforts. Allow me to build up an even denser stack of potatoes. Why, if daylight hours, I can make it 3 times over. Ronnie, he really hasn't reflected on this at all. Sir Gawain is a real munchkin. No, it's nothing. Reen, it's not use. We really need to do something about this night soon. Gawain, your scathing judgment breaks my heart. Though I'm a knight of Britain, I will prove to you I can make top-class mashed potatoes. Well, there you go. The girl I admire so much is so close, yet I'm strangely calm. What did you want to talk about, Tosaka? I felt like she wanted to ask me something, so I asked her. Well, there's something about this place. I find myself thinking that maybe you don't have to learn like that. I suppose, well, it might be that you're just fine the way you are. Some water went down the wrong pipe. So I take another drink. Wait, are you saying I'm fine staying an amateur? Not exactly, but I guess. I don't know what kind of mage Kiritsuga Amiya was, but this house feels really naturalistic. It's very open, even though it's a mage's workshop. All the doorways are open and you can enter and exit as you please. It's probably not restricted by anything since there's no knowledge to protect. Well, yes, I know that sweet potatoes are different, but the fact that Seba had made a face when Shiro said he was going to make potatoes and was surprised and enjoyed sweet potatoes implies she has a complicated history with potatoes themselves. And then there's a line from Gawain implying that he made mashed potatoes for the cast in CCC, and that Seba would always eat them with a stoic face. So, you see where I'm coming here? Gawain is known for his mashed potatoes. I think that's what your father meant when he told you to be someone who uses magecraft rather than be a mage. You don't have anything, but in return you can go anywhere. What, is it not like that for you? No, my place is different. People call my mansion a haunted house, but it's actually true. It rejects anybody that approaches, yet it doesn't release anyone that comes in. Sometimes I think it's not right, but I can't change it. It's not like it's cursed, and I like how it is myself. I was chosen as the successor because of my personality, but I was pretty surprised when I realized it. So you realized when... So you mean when you realized you were a bully? I've been thinking this, but you don't mince your words, do you? Really? I thought I snuck it in there really well, like you do. I see I'm coming a mile away. She sighs and her head drops down. The white residue of her breath slowly melts in the cold night. I steal a glance at her side profile and remember the red school. Tosaka didn't say anything, seeing the students that collapsed from Ryder's doing. She put a brave face on like always while her knees shook and she bit her lip. That's when I realized, the more she acts like a perfect mage, the more it's like she's killing her true self. Was it hard for you, Tosaka? Sorry, some lingering water in the lungs. I get uneasy and ask. You mean the training? Sorry, but I never thought so. I was able to do most things easily. I never felt daunted by anything, since everything always came so easily. Besides, it was fun to learn new things. I told you right. I was born with this personality, so there's no need for you to worry. She tells it as she sees it. There's no bluster or lies that I can make out. Instead, I just see a wonderful smile. Okay, and what about school? If you're going to live as a mage, then isn't it pointless to go to school? It's not pointless, but it is a detour. I wouldn't say it's a waste, though. Being a student is fun. I suppose you could say I'm a Purican, but it's my duty to succeed my father. I wouldn't do that even if it wasn't fun. I became a master because I wanted to test my own powers, and I'm working with you because you're funny. Putting her opinion that I'm funny to the side, that takes weight off my shoulders. A family of mages. I thought that Tosaka was burdened by a dark and heavy shadow because she's bound by a long history and a bloodline. But I guess I don't really have a clue about that sort of thing. The Tosaka family is not a burden or anything to her, and she's been doing what she wants, freely. I see. I'm glad you're having fun. Thanks. You're the same if you're saying that, right? You wouldn't be able to continue training if you weren't having fun. I suppose that would be the natural conclusion. However, I find myself unable to nod in agreement. Why are you being quiet? Your father didn't force you, right? But you continued in spite of that, so wasn't it because Magecraft was fun? Well, I've never once felt that it was fun. Magecraft has always been a dangerous trial to me. I know that I don't have the aptitude. Even so, in my desperation to be like Kiritsugu, I've still clung on to it. For my first year, other than when I ate or slept, I spent all of my time training. Facing death every night, I honed my sensitivity. And I repeated that for 8 years. I didn't think it was tough, but I didn't think it was fun. Hold on. Answer me, Amiya. I might have the wrong idea here. Tosaka glares at me seriously. I'm stuck. If she makes a face like that, I can't not answer. Yeah, I've never thought that Magecraft is fun. I've never thought that training is fun. But as long as others around me are happy, I'm happy too. So I thought that I could be of help to someone if I learned Magecraft. I wanted to be a hero of justice like Kiritsugu. That's why I've been learning Magecraft. I thought I could do right if I did. So what, you didn't learn Magecraft for your own sake? Well, isn't this for my own sake? I'm glad I can be of help to someone. Hey now, you're glad, but you're not having fun. Listen, what I mean is what's in it for you. I'm not asking about the others. I'm asking about you. What you enjoy. Tosaka's practically roaring. Even if she says that, I can't answer. I can't think of anything that's fun for me. And most of all, I don't have the right to have such a desire. That makes me mad. You care too much for others to care for yourself. Tosaka suddenly stands and points at me. Wait, Tosaka, your finger. Her finger, no, her nail is digging into the tip of my nose. Shut up. Don't talk back to me. I thought that you two are alike, but I didn't think you were this similar. She rejects my objection and closes in on me even more. Hold on. Calm down, Tosaka. Why are you so mad? I'm pissed off since you can't tell. Damn it, why did no one tell you? Her fist shakes. All I can do is stay quiet. I can only do as Tosaka says until her anger subsides. Then, after she vents all her anger, fine, I've decided. I'll make you admit defeat tomorrow. She says as if she's smacking me with the glove. That's ominous. Are we going to continue our fight? It goes without saying that I'm referring to our bout at school. I was cornered and about to surrender, but we weren't able to settle that score since Ryder interrupted. That's right. You just wait and see. I'll give you a taste of something special I've been saving. Tosaka psychs herself up before walking off towards the living room. I don't know what's gonna happen. Am I supposed to be ready for anything? Possibly. Anyway, I have to take Tosaka home. It's almost 10 p.m. I don't know what Fujini will say if I keep a girl out this late. What'd you just say, Shiro? I said I'm gonna take Tosaka home. But where is she anyway? It's not good if she doesn't go home already. Fujini is looking at me, stunned. That's strange. I thought Fujini would approve right away, but she doesn't particularly seem to be in a rush. I think she's in the outbuilding. She's a guest, so she has to have a proper guest room if she's going to stay over. Alright, the outbuilding. Wait, are you pulling something, Fujini? What did you just say? You're the one trying to pull something. You're gonna have Tosaka stay over since it's late, right? She just came and told me so. She's staying over? Yes, and so we're clear you won't do anything to her. Okay. Well, you won't tonight. I'll be sleeping in the other room, so if I hear a scream from the guest room, your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower. Didn't think I would ever hear that expression. Fujini munches on rice crackers. She acts normal as if she's thinking nothing of the emergency she's describing. Girl. Looks like Fujini has already surrendered to Tosaka. Or was hypnotized. Good timing. I'm gonna borrow the guest room on the right. Then, I run into an alien while on my way to the outbuilding with the guest rooms. Oh. Her appearance makes my head spin. She is in her own clothes, not her uniform. And she's in the hallway of my house saying something crazy. Unless, I decided to sleep over, so I had Archer bring me some things I needed. And I won't need to borrow pajamas. Huh? Hey, are you okay? You should go to bed early if you're tired. I won't forgive you if you sleep in tomorrow morning. She waves and disappears in the hallway that leads to the outbuilding. I dumbfoundedly see her off, then glance at the mirror in the hallway. My face is as red as an apple. Damn it. What is she thinking, sleeping in the same house, even if we are still technically pretty far apart? Maybe I'll go take a bath again. I'll pour cold water over myself and cool my burning face. I feel like I have to do so, or else Tosaka's image will be stuck in my head and I won't be able to focus on my training. Oh, Shiro, you've got it bad. The light goes out. Right before midnight, I look up at the frozen moon as I get lost in my training. Resonance start. I fill my spine with a new nerve. I make a magic circuit within my body, create magical energy like I'm breathing, and comprehend the structure of the Bokuto in my hand. Basic framework analyzed. I run magical energy through the sword and strengthen it. I analyze the structure, alter it, and reinforce it. Component materials reinforced. The usual process is going too smoothly. I don't know if it's because I'm a master, but strengthening has gotten a lot easier. I used to only have a success rate in the single digits. I'm also able to make a magic circuit in a flash. No, it's not because I'm a master. I'm just copying his swords. I'm just imitating the Red Knight that I saw in Ryoto Temple. Copying his twin swords, his sword technique, and now even his breathing. This is fake. This isn't mine. I can't help but feel self-hatred. My skills improve just by copying him. Even though I know this isn't my power, I have to rely on it. It was because of his sword technique that I was able to fight those bone puppets at school. And it was because of the projection of his twin swords that I was able to fend off Kuzuki's ferocious attacks. even now. I'm certain that I can reproduce those swords again if I repeat the process and put everything I have. Like strengthening, but different. I just have to put in the start and finish and separate it into 8 sections. I have to swap out resonating with projecting. The swords are still the same. There's no need to change the chant if what it does makes me stay the same. First of all, I know I can use one spell to restructure myself. I set down the sword that I finished strengthening. The left hand of my body is still numb. I'd hoped this would be okay after a day, but it doesn't look like I'm that lucky. This is the trade-off for magecraft beyond my level. For imitating archers' blades, I may just destroy myself if I use projection one more time. I know, you'll be fine. I removed the nerve I gouged into my spine. That is not at all what you're doing, Shiro. My body is released from the toxin called the magic circuit, and tension escapes my body. Then, are you not able to sleep? Saber quietly comes inside. No, I'm fine. This is my daily routine, so don't worry. I must be relieved to have finished today's daily routine. My voice that responds is surprisingly gentle. It was lively today. Yeah, even though they're different, it was like having double Fujini. I answer her smile with a smile. Saber actually seems to ruefully mutter something under her breath as she sits down next to me. But you're training tonight as well? You don't seem to change your routines no matter what happens, Shiro. Yeah, my old man taught me to do it without a day of rest. Oh, that's the only thing he taught me, though. That's it? Then he didn't teach you any knowledge or how to live as a mage? No, first of all, he wasn't even a mage himself. He was a pain in the ass, if I'm honest. He was often spacey and a klutz. He would say you need to enjoy life to its fullest and horse around a lot like a kid. You wouldn't be able to believe him if he said he was a mage. I can tell that I'm smiling as I talk about him. About the past. The 5 years from after the fire to his death. Thinking back now, that might have genuinely been the most fun time in my life. I see, so you liked him for who he was. Yeah, Tosaka might get mad if she heard this, but I admired him. Even though he was a free spirit, and not at all like a mage. He was a magician, to me. And really, I had to look after him. He was way more immature than I was. Excuse me. Yes, I know how you feel. I had a court magus of my own, but that clown was immature as well. That clown? I don't think I've ever heard of you refer to someone that badly. No, he's an exception. He was a horrible old man. I respected him and loved him, but at the same time he was the source of every problem. It would have been better age if he hadn't been so impish. Well, that's something else. He sounds like trouble for sure. He was, to make matters worse. He also had many love affairs, or perhaps you could say he was too full of love. In the end, it backfired on him and caused him to be imprisoned, but knowing that dirty old man, I'm sure he's still somewhat speaking on the topic. That's one way to describe what happened to Meemlin. I can't tell if she's fed up or ready to laugh. Saber both openly speaks of her past and seems to swallow back on saying anything more. And after a brief silence, what's going on with the left half of your body? Oh, she knows. I mean, is it a surprise she knows? Probably not. With an earnest, concerned gaze, she pushes me about something I don't want her to know about. You knew Saber? Anyone would notice after you broke so many plates. So, how is it? From what I can tell, it seems like it's only half of your body that has something wrong with it. No, it's not like there's something wrong with it. It's just numb. I explained to her about how my body felt weird since this morning, how it didn't affect my physical abilities at all, except for dropping a ton of plates, and how it must be the feedback from last night's projection magecraft. Saber looks at me with uneasy eyes. When I try to smile back at her to tell her everything is fine. Emiya, most of your body's still numb, huh? Well, that's to be expected. A red knight appears, standing in the doorway. Saber quickly turns quickly, protectively placing herself between us. To her, he's an enemy who attacked me. And he's also an enemy to me. Drown in your ideals. Those were the words he said before he slashed me, would not get out of my head. What do you want, Archer? We should have a pact not to attack one another. Leave this instant if you want to protect your master's life. Archer doesn't answer as he steps in closer. Stop right there. If you come any closer, prepare yourself. Saber's hostility turns outright violent. Well, hold on, Saber. He's not trying to fight. And we can't fight here. That's true, but Shiro... It's fine. What do you want, Archer? You didn't come here just to say hello, right? I move Saber aside and confront Archer. I still don't like this guy. Our perspectives are different, but there's also no doubt that I just can't instinctively stand him. A chill runs up my spine the moment I see his face. It seems like we're born to hate each other or to always be enemies. If you don't have any business here, get out. I heard from Reen that you use projection, but it really is true, huh? Half your body is numb and your movements are 7 centimeters off from your center, right? I clamp down on a gasp. His observation is so accurate that it's scary. Let me see your body. I may be able to help. Archer reaches out. Stop, Saber. I just have to show you my body, right? I take my shirt off and show Archer my back. He silently places his hand on my back. A slight pain. The left half of my body, which was numb to any sensation or pain, feels hot, as if I got stabbed by a needle. You're in luck. I thought it was necrosis, but you only opened up what was closed. This should heal within a few days. I opened up what was closed. Yes, you seem to be misunderstanding, but magic circuits are not something you make each time, but something you reveal. Once you make it, it's only something that you bring to the surface. Since you don't know what you're doing, the circuit that is supposed to be used has been neglected and is dormant. It must be a blind spot that neither your mentor nor Reen could think of. A proper mage would have never imagined a heretic whose nerves themselves become the circuit. Your numbness is temporary. It's the result of running full magical energy through a circuit that was there but never used, so it's only surprised right now. However, a wind has gone through a section that was neglected after all. The nerves will eventually recall its normal function, and the dormant circuit is now activated. The needle stabs my back again. I hear a definite thumping from half my body that was numb all day. That should do. You should be a better mage by the time your body can move. At any rate, you got too greedy trying to make my swords for the first time. Archer lets go. Then there's nothing abnormal with Shiro's body. It was abnormal until now. No, it is normal for humans to keep such abnormalities dormant. In that regard, Shiro Emi was already abnormal, but oh well. Anyhow, don't even think about using any magecraft tomorrow. If your nerves are still healing burnout, it won't just be numb. You seem to be knowledgeable, Archer. I had a similar experience. I also had one of my arms taken away when I did it for the first time. That's what it means to learn new magecraft. What is... That must be something exclusive to Archer's version of the events. He turns and tries to leave. Hold on. I stop him. I want to know his true intention of helping me now after trying to kill me before. What, are you going to ask Saber to continue that fight from before? I wouldn't do such a thing. I just want to ask you the meaning of what you said before. Drown in your ideals. The meaning of that. The uneasiness that settled in the back of my mind won't go away unless I hear it from his mouth. It's just as it sounds. There's nothing to add. There's no hesitation in his declaration. He seriously replies without an ounce of hesitation. That pisses me off so much that my vision goes white. What about you, Archer? You say to not hold any ideals, but what are you fighting for? Every servant has their own objective, right? Then what's the reason you fight? If you don't have any ideals, what do you fight for? It's nothing worth mentioning. The reason I fight is simply for myself. Pointless ways of the world. Righteousness. Ideals. Those uncertain reasons are fake. I hold my sword simply to fulfill my own desires. There's no other reason. For yourself only, you said. Yes, if you desire the ideal of not hurting anyone, then so be it. If you want to save others so much, then go ahead. However, only if that is truly your own desire. My mind freezes. What did he just say? If you're fighting out of your own will, the resulting crimes and punishment are all yours. Bearing that burden is within your ideal. But if it is a borrowed will, the ideal that you preach is only a fantasy. In other words, it's a fake. You need a reason to fight, but it cannot be an ideal. If you fight for an ideal, then you can only save ideals. There's no way to save people. I can't talk. I can't think of any rebuttal. Archer's words pierce through my chest like an arrow. Not just for me, but that applies to Saber, who's beside me as well. The reason to fight is the desire to save something. At the very least, that's the case for you, Shiro Emiya. Isn't that right? But salvation brought on by others is not salvation. The only things that save a person are their own will and results. A salvation brought on by others is the same as gold coins. But if you use it, it will go to someone else. I can't speak. Something I have to say that's wrong, so why? That's why your ideal is meaningless. Certainly you'll achieve your wish to save someone, but a wish for you to save yourself does not exist. You'll hold on to the ideal that is not yours, and will most likely repeat the same thing until death. That's wrong. That's all I wanted to say. There's nothing at the end of helping people. Ultimately, it's a life of falsehood where you cannot save others, nor yourself. The ride back goes further away into the distance. I can't find the words to say. The darkness falls. Left in the shed, we stare at the back that is no longer there, unable to look at each other. He got to Seiba as well with those lines. And that is day 10. So, with day 10 reaching its completion, I think that is going to be where I call the FSN portion of tonight. I will be transitioning over to Elden Ring Night Rain here, but that will be something that's already happened for those watching on YouTube. Speaking of those for YouTube, I've been SoulRackDrag, and I hope you enjoyed today's video of FSN Remastered. We've finished day 10, and day 11 will come tomorrow. Somehow, day 10 is taking place at the same pace as, day not 10 and Fate Route, but, so, if we follow along, this is day 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, 15 days should be the extent, so 5 more streams of the Fate route, or the Unlimited Blade Works route. Maybe shorter if I get a really short one. This one was an hour and a half though, so I think that's a good length, because I need to start pushing these lengths of videos down a notch. But again, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord down below, follow me on Twitch, that's also down below, and you'll know when I go live. But for now, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, YouTube. And stop recording.